Hello, everybody. Howdy. Welcome back. We're back. What are we back doing? Besides there being a cat now in the room meowing at me because he hears me. It's time for Final Fantasy. We're playing more of this. I don't know if the cat's coming through on the microphone, but there's a cat. He's very upset. There's a protest going on. He doesn't want any of this. He doesn't want streaming. He doesn't want me playing video games. All he wants is for me to lay in a bed so that he can lay next to me. But he's not going to get what he wants. He's going to have to just chill out. Because that's the way it is. What are we doing? We're playing Final Fantasy XIV. We're back at it. We're going to keep going. For those of you with Twitch drops enabled, on the screen is what's at stake. This is what you can achieve if you watch enough Final Fantasy. You too can float on a little leafy turd with hearts. It's time to rise up and make the dream a reality, everybody. You can join the elite. Become a Choco thing driver. This thing. Hi. We're gonna keep going on the MSQ. We're gonna have a good time. It's late. I don't usually stream this late, but here's the problem. I've done all the side quests, and I want to keep going on the MSQ. In fact, originally the plan was that I was going to just do it. And I've actually done 2 quests past where we last left off. Now, not a lot has happened. But for those of you that that are following along, well, Clement, easily taken in by merchants, as it turns out. I don't know why no audio besides the weird heart sound is playing, but I find it eerily soothing. It's like having a fish tank in your room. It's probably too quiet to hear. I don't know. Light bubbling. It's just kind of nice. All right, here's what we're doing. We've got to get back to it. We've got to get back to things. It's not quite as cool as the collector's edition mount for Dawntrail. I have to say, the Dawntrail collector's edition mount is really good. For those of you who have not seen it, well, first of all, let's hear what music this thing plays. Because I would be curious, what does it play? Okay, it plays generic mount music. Alright, whatever. But this is the Final Fantasy, or the Collector's Edition mount. It turns into a cool airship. And it plays the battle music. It's good. This is a good Collector's Edition mount. It transforms. A quality I enjoy in anything. Does it transform? Yes. Already cooler in my book because of it. Look at it. Cool sparks shoot off of it when it transforms. It's just good. It's just a good mount. I don't even know where I am in it. I guess I'm the mech? I guess I'm in there somewhere. It doesn't matter where I'm at the end of the day. Alright, let's keep it moving. Let's turn off the mount thing, though. I do like it after I'm used to the new music, but right now we're enjoying the new music wherever we are. Okay, so let's go to Tyrol. Let's go to... Let's go here. Wachumpello. I swear, I'm only ever going to get to adventure in this zone at night. Every time I'm like, alright, time to MSQ during the day, I'm like, oh, I should stream it, or something else comes up. And then by the time I make it back here to Quest, it's nighttime again. I have seen this zone in the day one time. I took a screenshot to make sure I would always remember it existed. So right now we are gathering information. We're looking for the judge, the tribunalist, whatever it is they call it, who's going to help determine who should be the Dawn Servant. And so we're talking to these Pello folk to figure out what they know. Electors, that's what they're called. Electors? Oh yes, I've heard all about the right of succession. They're looking to put a new ruler on the throne, eh? Personally, I'm rooting for Zoral Ja. If the first promise wins, he'll look to expand our sphere of influence. That means access to more resources and more customers. In the thousands column, potentially. So many new trading opportunities to spread happiness far and wide. Others have been coming around to my way of thinking, so I've begun crafting goods inspired by the resilient sun. Would you care to purchase something? Please just answer my question. Very well. You said you wanted to know about the Elector. I could help you, but I won't. I can tell you're no supporter of Zoral Ja or his policies. Man, that guy sucks. Mablu. Hello there, I'm Mablu. Did you have a question for me? Sorry, I don't know about any electors. You should take a moment and see our prized alpacas before you leave, though. Oh, but be sure to admire them from a respectable distance. Get too close, and our nervous darlings may be tempted to spit on you. That stuff stinks. It happened to a visiting buyer not so long ago. Tobley. That's the head rancher. Was so mad at me for not giving a proper warning. No one makes a mistake without Tobley noticing. He knows everything that happens on this ranch. Well, sounds like Tobley's the guy to know. So, let's figure out where and how to talk to good old Tobley. Nice sword. You must really have to watch yourself around these silver-tongued peddlers. I almost bought a bottle of mezcal and a stack of blankets, and then there was this enchanting ornament. Anyway, I did manage to learn that Tobley is the man to talk about the contest. Now, if only they'd share with us where this head ledger of theirs is to be found. Yes, I am also looking for Tobley. Really? He's also the head rancher? Well, the alpaca ranch is not far from here. I say we pay it a visit before the others return. She's so eager. She's like, I mean, I guess it's like playing this game with myself, honestly, because this is how I am in video games. They'll be like, hey, here's the objective, and I'm like, great, let's go. And if it's a multiplayer game, all my friends are like, well, hold on, let's look around, let's talk. I'm like, guys, we know where to go. Let's go. What are we doing? Why are we sitting here talking? Let's go. And now they've just made that a character trait, and now I have to journey with it. Alpacas. Oh, that is a lot of alpacas. Still, we know the head ledger could be here somewhere. I can't let fear deter me. Not to say that I'm scared, of course. Excuse me, is one of these workers Tobley? 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 Oh yes, he likes to mingle with the ranch hands and keep an eye on things. I can't tell you which one he is, though. You can't? Is this part of the contest? All I can say is that Tobley often mentions his favorite pungent subject. He also can't resist a profitable trade, though who among us could, am I right? Still, if you bring him a very good deal, he might let his identity slip. Ha, so it's like a game. Easy enough. All I have to do is offer Tobley a deal he can't ignore. No problem at all. Well, maybe one problem. I don't think my purse is deep enough to pay everyone we think might be Tobley. Let's ask some questions first to narrow down the field. Great. We can meet back here and share our impressions. Well, knowing what I know, it would be the diligent ranch hand of these options. Ah, a visitor from across the salt, if I'm not mistaken. Be warned, the alpacas will spit if you startle them. I suggest you keep your movements slow and deliberate. Well, obviously I'm not Tobley. I mean, oops, I shouldn't have said that. You're meant to find out for yourself who Tobley is, or if an elector is even in the village at all. Good luck. You think I might be Tobley? Haha, well maybe I am. All I will say is that in this village none have reared more alpacas than I. Am I Tobley? Yes, yes, that's me. Excellent work from the third promise and her entourage. Sharp instincts. Shall we commence the rite of succession then? I don't think that's Tobley. I think they were being sarcastic. I see we're both done with our interrogations. So, who do you think it is? I have my suspicions, but let's hear your pick. The diligent ranch hand. Likes to talk about spit, is diligent. Ah, the worker so intent on stable chores. I had my eye on that one too. Time to rip the mask off our mystery ranch hand, so to speak. We know it's you, Tobley, and to prove it, I propose a deal, a generous sum of coin for confirmation of your true identity. An offer I gladly accept. As you have correctly guessed, I am indeed Tobley, head ledger of Wachenpelo, and head rancher of the family ranch. I am also one of Galul Jaja's chosen electors. Aha! In a place featured in the Tuliolo saga, just as we thought. I was right to trust in your instincts, and I'd wager this won't be the last time. She found you out fair and square, Tobley. And I'm glad she did. Would have been a pity had her bid ended here.
Deducing the Dawnservant's elector was the first step of the feat.
Oh, perfect. I got his voice spot on.
This aspiring ruler, eh?
Right. Not hard at all.
Uh-oh. It's this guy.
Zorolja.
I am told the head ledger, Tobley, is to be found here.
Tobley.
You have to guess which one of us is Tobley. That's part of the test.
Wild. I got her voice spot on, too. Oh man, look at that. Figured it out without a word.
Without even asking a single question. Very impressive indeed. With that amusing prologue out of the way, we can proceed to the actual challenge. Per the Dawnservant's instructions, I was free to devise any manner of feat. I considered the number of possibilities in the 10th column. But I think I have a good one. You must go forth and capture for me an alpaca.
You got lots of them.
While I've not had the best experiences with alpacas, aren't they generally docile creatures? That doesn't sound like much of a challenge.
Bring out the example!
Oh, we got an example. It's not good when someone's got an example. It's so woolly.
This is a special kind of alpaca. Would you please approach the animal, third promise?
Oh man, come on. She's already scarred enough by alpacas.
Who? Me? Well, it should stay calm if I stay calm, right? That's what Erinville said.
Oh, right in the face.
Ah! The little monster spat on me! Ah, oh, that stinks. I can't.
No, man. She's down. We lost her.
Alpacas are paradoxical creatures, being both extremely curious and extremely cowardly. Press your luck when they're frightened, and you'll get a face full of spit, as you've all just witnessed. Has an awful stench, their expectoration. The globs contain half-digested food, you see, making it an effective deterrent against perceived threats.
That alpaca isn't done. That alpaca's ready for
Valley
more.
breed like this one are especially timid and can therefore be quick to lash out. They're also especially hardy.
Indeed. We take the rugged wild alpacas and breed them with our gentle domesticated stock. This produces the strong but beatable pack animals prized by our traveling merchants.
That's all well and good, but did I need to bathe an alpaca spit for you to make your point?
I'm sorry, but
So,
yes.
the task is to catch a wild alpaca.
That is correct. But be warned that it is a feat easier said than done. I suggest you prepare well before you enter the valley where the creatures dwell. And by you, I mean the claimants only. Allies are not permitted to assist with the catching.
Oh, sweet. I don't have
The
to do any
alpacas will
questing
help me
this go
judge
around.
which of you is worthy of receiving
I'll
the
just
keystone.
sit back, have a drink.
So I'm to chase down a
Let Will
fluffy,
Clement do the-
spitting demon.
all the
and
work.
That somehow proves I'm fit to rule?
As I said, the Dawn Servant granted me the freedom to decide my challenge. And when you reach the end of the ride, I dare say you will understand why I chose what I chose.
Mysterious. Terribly mysterious.
Very well. This won't take long.
Wait! Didn't I warn you this was easier said than done? There are preparations to be made, factors to consider.
A beast is a beast. All yield to strength.
He had a trial fast pass.
So
He's
far,
fast
this
passing.
experience has done absolutely nothing to improve my opinion of alpacas. But that doesn't mean I can't do this. Revolting spit aside, they're just another animal.
Oh, look, it's the crew.
Are you all right, Will Clement? We thought we heard you scream.
The third promise does not scream. It was more of a startled yelp.
Scream, in other words.
Did you find the Elector?
Oh, we certainly did.
Let me get you caught up. We found this guy. We had to figure out who he was. Then an alpaca spit on me, and here we are. That's the whole story. I was impressed with how easily Joral Ja found Tobli, but also sort of frightened. I've done my duty and assigned the claimants their feet. The rest is up to them. Judging by the volume of Woklamat's scream, alpaca expectoration must have a nasty odor indeed. I'm content to remain ignorant of the smell. Zoralja puts me in mind of Garlemald's own exalted son. Of the two, though, Xenos was undeniably more arrogant. So this is our sought-after elector? I did say calm was key, but the same rules don't apply to wild alpacas. I had to go and wash that nasty stuff off my face. I think I got all of it, but would you mind taking a sniff for me, just to make sure? The stench has ruined my sense of smell. I am not gonna smell you. Hey, I saw that look. As Woklamat helped demonstrate, the Valley Alpaca are wary of people. Getting close enough to catch one will not be an easy task. You might have warned me about that earlier. I have enough trouble with tame alpacas. How do you expect me to wrangle a wild one? With the proper saddle. We infuse the leather with a relaxing scent that soothes the spitting beast. I said spitting, thought it was wrong, corrected myself. It was spitting. It was spitting all along. Wonderful. Give me one of those then. Have you perhaps forgotten we are a clan of merchants? If you want a taming saddle, then you'll need to find a saddler and make them an offer. They don't come cheap, of course. Crafting a saddle will cost you the equivalent of 10 pel in the thousands column. You mean 10,000 pel? I don't have that kind of coin. Converting to gil, that comes around to 1 million or so. Mayhap if we all pitch in. No, this is my feat to accomplish. I wouldn't feel right about having others pay the cost. I'll find the money somehow. In that case... that basket of wool is worth the sum you paid me earlier. 1 pel in the hundreds column. Beginning with the wool, you can trade for ever more valuable goods until you have something suitable to bargain with for the saddle. This is like that guy who got a paperclip and bought a house. Y'all hear about that? Well, I pretty much told you the whole story. He started with a paperclip, he wound up with a house. Or a pen. I don't remember what it was. That was the whole story. I don't know why I felt I needed to break the story to tell the story that's basically in the title. That's a nice gesture, but you think I can turn 100 pel into 1 million? That's 10,000 times more. We need 10,000 pel, not 1 million. So we're looking at 100 times more. Oh, right. I panicked and got confused with Alphino's million gil. That's alright. I got lost as soon as people started using numbers. I'm not so sure about this trading idea. You were almost talked into buying a cloak you didn't need mere moments after you arrived. But I hate it when you're right. Then let me help you with your deal making. Oh, hello again, Mablu. I work here as a ranch hand, but I have also learned a lot about the peddler profession. If it's alright, it's alright if I aid them now, yes? I guided the claimants towards their first step at the feat, like you asked. As long as Woklamat goes alone to capture her alpaca, she is free to accept assistance from whomever she likes. Hooray! Let's see about getting you that saddle then, Third Promise. I don't know why you made your offer, but I could use an ally with a beak for bargains. Welcome aboard, Mablu. Should the rest of us stay behind, perhaps? It may be easier to haggle over prices without so many voices chiming in. Well, yeah, you're also bad at this, Alphino. Tataru will not tolerate you negotiating any financial deals. Yes, stay here and pitch in with the ranch work. With Mablu gone, I'll need extra hands to tend to the alpacas. Gladly, although Eos, I think you should go with Woklamat. You've seen markets and bazaars the world over. You surely have sage advice to share. That's right. Financial advisor Eos is on the case. In any case, you should also hold on to the alpaca wool. If it's misplaced or soiled in some way, you'll have nothing to bargain with. As if I'd do such a thing, but I'll leave the wool with Eos anyway. The better to keep my hands free. I used the Force. To begin, I suggest we try trading wool to Havli, the saddler. He won't agree to the deal, of course, but it'll give us an idea of how much he'll accept for his wares. That's a fat cat. Just hanging out. What are you doing, cat? That alpaca is singing. There's a lot of fat cats out right now. Hey look, we're here in the daytime. Look at that mountain. It's a great mountain. I would not trust it if these three showed up. Something I can do for you? We've come to bargain. I need one of your special taming saddles to catch a wild alpaca. A saddle, is it? And how will you be paying for it? With this basket of fine alpaca wool. That's a very tiny basket. Fits in the palm of your hand. What use does a saddle maker have for wool? Besides, this would barely cover the cost of a single strap buckle. Offer me something I actually want. And what might that be? Mezcal. I like to nurse a cup at day's end while I inspect my finished work. Bring me a jug of quality stuff, you've got yourself a deal. This bodes well for us, Third Promise. Such mezcal can be had for only 5 pel in the thousands column. Hold on. Did you say Third Promise? Then my offer has changed. The saddle is going to cost you a jug of premium mezcal, aged 3 years at least. 3 years? That stuff is valued at 10,000 pel or more. Why have you doubled the price? Because I support the man of ambition who will see my business prosper. Zaralja will go to war, and his cavalry will need saddles. Lots of saddles. It's nothing personal, Third Promise, but I won't sell you my craft for anything less than my asking price. can't say that I blame him. I'm known for championing peace, and peace is unlikely to bring him more customers. Those of our grandparents' generation remember the dark days when the clans were at war. Many of these Pelu pray for your victory, Wuklamot. The younger ones, though, to them, strife and bloodshed are as children's stories. They think themselves safe from these horrors and take the peace we now enjoy for granted. Still, others are unsatisfied with this quiet prosperity and crave the future like Second Promise envisions. They've become obsessed with innovations like the dirigibles and have made trade swift and easy. Then you have those like Havli, convinced that the First Promise's plans for conquest will afford them opportunities for great profit. But what about you, Mablu? Aren't you of the younger generation? At least a year or two younger than me, I'd say. Oh, I was raised on the old tales. I've memorized the accounts of what it was like when the Yakui ruled over our village. That's why I offered to help. I want you to become Dawn's servant, to keep our nation from going back to the way it was. Well, then I'd better make sure I win the contest. But the type of mezcal the saddlemaker wants is so very expensive. Weren't we just expecting to need 10,000 pel from the outset? Nothing's changed. We just need to get on with it. I may not have a head for trade or the stomach for alpacas, but I won't give up on the piece of Tuliolo on the line. It's maybe getting too late for me to read. This was perhaps a bad idea, but we're going to power through it. Then neither will I. We will make you Dawn's servant. Aiming for that 10,000 pel jug right away will only bring us failure and frustration, so let's first try exchanging the wool for anything even a touch more valuable. The trick is to find someone who needs alpaca wool and is willing to trade at a loss to acquire it. Someone who supports your bid for the throne, for instance. I remember such a person. We met them on the road. Of course, the Weaver. Bolnock was his name, I believe. He went out of his way to say he agreed with my vision, and he was here to buy wool. I think I remember the direction he was going, but for now, let's head back to that road where we first met him. This is the spot. After Bolnock talked to us, he walked off to the south. Then he's probably going to Ikovlo's Inn. Most visitors to Wachimpello end up staying there. Let's go and check, shall we? Alright, we're on our way. This zone is cool. I like this zone. It's deserty, thus the cactus, without being the kind of desert that bums me out. Wow, this inn is cool too. Look at this. Can I have that basket, Eos? Thanks. Now let's see if I can turn a profit. Bullnock, I'm glad we found you. Are you interested in making a trade? Third Promise, you wish to do business with me? And might I ask what all this is about? It's a long story involving alpaca spit. I see. So the goal is to turn that basket of wool into a jug of 3-year-old premium mezcal. Then allow me to invest in your efforts. Peace in Tural is what allows me to cross freely into the lands of my suppliers. Naturally, I would prefer that one pledge to preserve that peace win the throne. Thus do I humbly offer you this wool poncho, a small token that I pray contributes to your victory. Oh, that's fine craftsmanship. A garment like that would easily fetch 5 pel in the hundreds column. Basically there, you guys. That's very generous, Bullnock. Thank you. I promise I won't let you down. I have every faith in you, Third Promise. May fortune bless your future dealings. I can't believe you quintupled your investment with your first deal. We're off to a spectacular start. Only because Eos remembered our weaver friend. All I did was hand over the wool. Actually, I did that. That's not true. The connections you build with people are vital. This is one of the most fundamental precepts of trading, one which you've instinctively mastered. You think so? I know so. Now, let's take our 500 pel poncho and trade it for something even more valuable. Here, Eos, you take the poncho. If I lost it somehow, Erenvel would never let me hear the end of it. Poncho, poncho. All set? Our next deal is waiting to be found. Man, she would get along so well with Tataru. We need to... Excellent trade! I love that this is a UI. What are we doing? This is so good. Leveraging connections is a sound strategy, but we should also consider supply and demand. An individual in urgent need of a good poncho will offer more than a merchant simply looking to stock his shelves. That makes sense now, but how do we know if someone needs a poncho? They aren't wearing one? I like both these options, honestly. I think both of these are good ways to know whether or not someone needs a poncho. But yes, they aren't wearing one is a very logical way to go. If they aren't wearing a poncho, they need a poncho. That's the obvious answer, isn't it? We look for a person without a poncho and hope they're eager to buy ours. Yes, there you go. We find the demand for our supply. So where should we begin our search for prospective buyers? There are any number of places, but we could do worse than starting right here at the inn. There might be interested travelers. Go someplace cold, where it looks like they need a poncho. Who here needs a poncho? A lot of Mamulja hardly wear anything to begin with. Those are probably Landsguard or sellswords. Mamulja who soldier for a living prefer not to wear much above the waist. It hampers their movements. So even if they have bared shoulders, Mamulja carrying arms can can be struck off the list. Nod. Well, they just said... I mean, isn't that a poncho? Okay, I feel like based on what we just learned, this would be the guy we talk to, because he's obviously willing to wear something on his shoulders. This guy's definitely a fighter. He's not gonna want it. This guy's sweaty without wearing anything at all, so he's not gonna want it. This guy, I don't know. We'll talk to this guy. This one's already fully dressed. An artisan or peddler, perhaps. Come to rest after visiting Wachimpello, like Bolnok would be my guess. Let's see. No coat or cloak, but also no weapon. Oh, we might have a winner. Okay, it was that one. Ho there, friend. You're not a mercenary by trade, right? I was curious about your bold choice of dress, or lack thereof. Oh, it was by choice of mine. It was no choice of mine, believe me. I was attacked by beasts on the way here, and barely escaped with my scales intact. My coat was not so lucky. I'm actually a tool maker from Tuliolo. I was dressed quite smartly, all the better to show the Pelu I'm a man who takes pride in his appearance, and therefore his work as well. But now look at me. Well, sir, this is your lucky day. I have a poncho. What a splendid poncho. This would be the perfect replacement for the coat I lost. We'd be willing to part with it, if you'd like to make a trade, for one of your fine tools, perhaps? What about this hatchet? I crafted it myself, and will vouch for its quality. The blade looks sharp, sharped. The blade looks sharp, the haft well made. I'd value it at 1 pel in the thousands column. Oh, we're just doubling our money. Oh, from 500 to 1,000. We have a deal. Wonderful. A fine garment such as this should put me on even footing with any Pelu merchant. Like the eponymous owner of Meplu's Mate Garden, for one. Her field hands use hatchets to harvest the mate, and... what words am I saying right now? And I thought to impress her with the tool I sold you. No matter, I have other wares to sell. Glad I am to have met you. Also, did it start snowing? I bet he's real happy about that poncho now. Did you hear that? We've already found our next buyer. To Miplu's Mate Garden we go. Yes, but it's a fair distance on foot. We should take alpacas. These ones will be the calm type, right? I don't know. Excellent trade! It is snowing. It's awesome. I didn't think we'd see any snow this expansion. I'm happy that we are. Here we go again, riding alpacas. Well done recognizing that toolmaker as a potential customer. If you've a mind to change professions, you'd make an excellent merchant. Alright, let's get my gloves. They're not going to be a gear upgrade, but I've been collecting this set, so I might as well continue. Yeah, pretty standard gloves. Gloves are gloves. before we get moving, you should be the one to hold this. Alright, give me the hatchet. With that, I suppose we should hop on the alpacas Mablu has so kindly provided. Ready to go? Let's mount up. Begin alpaca ride. And it's off to the mate fields we go. Please don't spit. Please don't spit. You'll be fine. These ones are accustomed to people. I still don't trust them. You have a knack for riding, no matter what you say. Without our alpaca friends, we Pelu would never have become traveling merchants. Can you imagine walking all the way across Tyrol? I swear that mountain is too tall to be real. Orkor Zormer. That was the name, wasn't it? A forbidding sight, isn't it? One I've never appreciated up close. You have to take the long way around the cliffs to get there, to the broadlands belonging to the Yakoi. So, Mablu, you said you were learning about the peddler profession. You don't care for ranch work? No, I love it. I love working with alpacas. But becoming a peddler has always been a dream of mine. I'm not sure I have the talent for it. If I can help you buy the taming saddle, though, then it'd be proof I can do this after all. In that case, you'd best get ready to be a merchant. Cactars! Look, we're almost there. Cactars. They're here. We made it, and without a single smelly incident. I sent the alpacas back to Akolvo's Inn, so we'll walk along the main road when we return to the village. Speaking of roads to travel, you were adopted by the Dawn Servant, weren't you, Third Promise? That I was. Then perhaps you understand. I was an orphan too, you see. Tobli took me in. He took in all the ranch hands, actually. All of them? Yes, and everyone works hard at their chores, grateful for the opportunity to repay the head ledger's generosity. Yet here I am, the only one wanting to go off and be a merchant. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm telling you this. We need to keep trading things for your saddle if you are to prepare for the Feat of Gold. As it's mate harvesting season, they can't have too many quality hatchets. Add to that Wuklamot's way with people, and we should have no trouble making a favorable deal. That's Miplu herself over there. Just gonna keep changing it until I get it right. Pass the hatchet to the Third Promise, and let's get to bargaining. Let's make a deal. You have that little axe for me? It's a fine hatchet. Thanks. Now to see what we can get for it. You're Miplu, the owner of these fields. I have a mind to trade if you're interested. Well, the Third Promise. I might be convinced to entertain a proposal. What do you have to offer? This hatchet, forged by a seasoned artisan, the razor edge of this exceptional tool will make light work of your crops. The quality is acceptable, I suppose. I offer you a large sack of mate leaves in exchange. That doesn't sound very good. A stack of mate leaves is valued at 1 pel in the thousands column. the same price as the hatchet. This deal would bring us no closer to the mezcal. If I may, Mistress Miplu, it's harvesting season, is it not? Does not the demand for hatchets afford them a higher value? It is indeed the season, which is why I procured an ample batch of tools well in advance. We've missed the window for demand. In that case, we'll have to fall back on connections. Think of it this way. A generous deal here will put you in the third promise's good graces. Surely that's worthy of consideration. I do not wish to give offense, but I must tell you that I stand with the second promise. His innovations will improve every aspect of our lives, I believe, including farming, and will no longer have need for hatchets. I assure you that I have nothing but respect for Woklamat. That is why I'm prepared to purchase a spare hatchet at a fair price. I suppose it is fair given your reasons, but we ourselves would be no better off for the transaction. How about this then? If we were to help bring in your harvest, would you give us a better deal? As a matter of fact, I would. Until Koana's reforms come about, I can always use more hands in the fields. Then you can go ahead and add our labor to the bargain. Added value to tip the scales. How could I have forgotten one of the most basic rules of trading? You can rest here if you like, Mablu. Eos and I have... I misread that for a moment. I thought something else was happening. I was not prepared. But it was on me. I misread it. Let me just have a moment and I will read it correctly. Eos and I have mates to gather. Oh no, I'm helping too. Off to the fields then. Mind you pick the healthy leaves. It'll take 5 good bundles from each of you. Yes, we have to mate to get together. Yes, that is what I read. I was like, wait, I didn't understand the trade. Hold on. I feel like we deserve more than a sack of whatever for this. All right. This is definitely not what I thought I was going to do. Man, one of my favorite details, the little light glow around anything that's glowing up in the mountains, just looks so good. Oh, the new graphics are really, really nice, you guys. Again, I feel like a lot of people who don't play the game would look at it and go, I don't know, it looks about the same to me, but when you're in it and you look at it, like, my goodness, they've made this game look good. Way more than I expected. Because prior to the expansion, I was like, you know, better grass textures. When you zoom in, it's not going to look like a bunch of, like, blocks just sitting there. That'll be nice, but, like, really, it'll be what it'll be. And what they have put together is actually really, really something. You've brought me some leaves, then. An acceptable harvest. We'll see how your companions fared before I make any decisions, though. Here, we've brought our share as well. Thank you, Third Promise. This is more than enough to hold up your end of the bargain. Now it's time to honor mine. After adding the value of your labor to the price of the hatchet, I am prepared to offer you a full sack of our highest grade mate leaves. Premium mate. Bought at the shop, 1 sack of those leaves would cost no more than 5 pel in the thousands column. We're getting dangerously close, you guys. Then we can bid farewell to this hatchet. I'll give it a good home. Talk of the contest aside, I'm glad we could come to a mutually agreeable trade. As am I. All the best with the rest of your harvest. Mablu, what's wrong? It's as I was saying before. Even after everything Tobley's done for me, I'm planning to abandon it all and become a merchant. But then I needed your help after forgetting a basic rule of trade. How can I expect Tobley to accept my decision then? Have you mentioned your plans to leave? Not exactly. I wanted to prove I could succeed as a peddler before I declared my intentions. I seek to follow in my father's footsteps, but not because he expects it of me. I want to preserve Tural's peace, and becoming Dawn Servant happens to be the best way to do it. You should live a life of your own choosing, and I wouldn't be surprised if Tobley held the same opinion. So talk to him. You're right. It's better to find out for sure than to worry over what he might say. Thank you for the advice. But first, we have a saddle to buy. I want that success under my belt so I can be sure of my decision. What's next then? We try to trade our tea leaves for something halfway to 10,000 pel? No, I think we're close enough now. I say we go straight for the premium mezcal. Bargain our way into double the value, eh? Think you can do it? Trust me, I will make this trade work. I admire you, Third Promise. That you're holding your own against such strong competition for the throne is inspiring. Am I really holding my own against Kona and Zoralja? You're doing fine. You've already got a thing. You already got a stone. I mean, of course I am. I'm Wuk-Lamat of the Dawn's Promise, after all. Excellent trade. I think we got this, because the mezcal person in town supports her anyway. So, you know, I feel like there's going to be some leniency there. Before we go, let me give you the mate leaves. I don't need to risk proving Ehrenvel's point. Ready then? Our next stop is the Mezcal Distillery. There's like a single solitary side quest up here. And it makes me feel like I should do it. But for right now, we'll just ride our bike. Dragon! Oh man, look at that. What's that? That thing's crazy. A level 100 Queen Hawk. Should probably leave that alone. The coffee grounds. Oh! We gotta fight these things. I really like the battle theme for this game. It's very subtle, almost to a degree where I didn't notice it for a little bit. I wasn't really thinking about it. But I went back and did a quest in another zone and got in a fight, like from a previous expansion, and I was reminded, like, oh, you know what? No, it's actually kind of nice. Three sacks of nuts. I think I'm going the wrong way. No, this is fine. This is right. We're good. I'm telling you, things will go fine at the distillery. This person likes Wuklamat. We'll want to speak with the man by the name of Gobley. Even among his fellow distillers, he's regarded as a master of the craft. He knows the value of his product, so if we're to convince him to trade for twice what the leaves are worth, we're going to need targeted information. That means asking around and taking in the gossip. If you could talk to people here at the distillery, Eos, perhaps Wuklamat could do the same at the village entrance. Meanwhile, I'll head to the north side and see what I can learn. Me? I'm a chef from Tuliolo. I often come here to buy Gobley's mezcal, the finest in Tyrol according to my customers. He always brings out a jug during our dealings, but I can't handle the stuff too well myself. I take small sips, not wanting to be impolite, you understand, but still end up so addled as to agree to whatever price he quotes me. It would be nice to have less potent refreshments during such conversations, else I might have to seriously reconsider our arrangement. I think there's a Lalafell house near here. Something that's sized just for them. Friggin' Lalafell houses, man. Gobley might be deft-hand at distilling, but he's got no sense when it comes to appearances. Rumor has it he's been invited to the palace for business negotiations. If he presents himself to court wearing his usual rumpled attire, though, he'll be laughed out of... Oh, I didn't leave it up long enough for me to learn that word. There's not much to say about Gobley, but I can tell you what Gobley's been saying. The other day, he was muttering about monsters prowling around agave jaws. That's the field where they gather ingredients for the mezcal. Their presence has made it harder to procure said ingredients, and thus driven up the price of his product. A boon, some might argue, but it's hard to celebrate when it affects the work as it does. Can't rightly bring joy to people if you can't keep making the thing they love. Alright, well, we've got some good ways to deal with him. So, what did you find out? All sorts of stuff, let me tell you. He dresses bad, he has monster problems. Oh, we can make use of all those tidbits. The deal is as good as sealed. As for me, I found out where Gobley is working. There's a millstone at the top of the slope behind the distillery. You go ahead, and I'll bring Wuklamat. There's the man. He's gonna make us a ton of money. Not really, he's gonna get us a saddle. You have business with me, madam. Then why don't we talk down below so as to not distract the alpaca from his work? I don't know why I went with that voice for him. Now, what's this about? Keep it brief, if you would. I'm a busy man. We're in the market for a 3-year-old jug of premium mezcal, assuming you have any on hand, that is. Ah, an excellent choice. I must warn you, though, it doesn't come cheap. We don't have Pel, but we can offer a sack of mate leaves in exchange. It's top-grade stuff, like the mezcal. No deal. Mate leaves are well and good, but I don't have any use for them. No deal? Just like that? Still, I'd hate to send you away empty-handed. Why don't we sit and chat a while over a cup of mezcal? Now the real bargaining begins. Which of our cards do you want to play first? Oh man, this is like selling the 3 fish. I'm not gonna sell any fish again. I'm so bad at this. I did sell fish before. I sold 2 fish, I think. Well, if we're sitting down for a drink, maybe we should mention that the distaste for strong drink. Maybe that'll avoid us getting strong drink. I appreciate your hospitality, but I'm afraid I can't hold my drink. I've heard one of your regular customers, Hubigo Chef, is the same. Seeing as not everyone can enjoy mezcal, I wonder if you might benefit from having other refreshments to offer. Something like mate tea, for instance, and brewed from the finest leaves, of course. Oh, you're right. Absolutely right. I had noticed a growing reluctance on the part of my Hubigo friend. I did not realize I myself was to blame. I must endeavor to be a better host. Still, even with that added value in mind, no sack of leaves is worth the mezcal you're after. Should we offer to cull the monsters causing them trouble? Not yet. We'll keep that card up our sleeve until we need it. As I expect you're aware, the rite of succession is currently taking place. That's why the third promise has graced us with her presence. When the contest is decided, Wait, I can't remember who's talking. Is it still her? Subsequent ascension ceremony and banquet will be a prestigious affair. If your mezcal were to be served there, it would bring your distillery immeasurable fame. Wait, could it be that your rumored invitation to the palace is to discuss that very possibility? As a matter of fact, yes. I must admit, I'm still reeling from the abruptness of it all. It would be a great honor and opportunity if I can secure the deal. Well, I should think your exceptional mezcal would speak for itself. That said, there's no such thing as being too prepared, and first impressions last. You'll want to be wearing your very best when you walk into Valak Shunsa. It would be such a shame to miss this chance of a lifetime supply for want of proper garments. It's true. I'm wrinkly. That it would. Are you saying you have garments to offer? Something ideal for court? We have no garments on hand, I'm afraid, but we can provide you with the next best thing. An introduction to a weaver. His name is Bolnock, and his works are highly regarded in Tuliolo. Gasp. She had a plan! As a supporter of Wuk-Lamat and keen observer of palace politics, he will doubtless be happy to guide you in the selection of an outfit to fit this golden occasion. That is certainly a tempting proposal, and one of which I should like to take full advantage, but the scales still aren't quite balancing. Say, weren't there monsters running amok in agave jaws? That's a problem we could easily solve for you. Truly? I would be most grateful for your immediate assistance. I was resigned to hiring sellswords to clear them out. Factoring in that saved expense and an introduction to a trusted weaver, this is shaping up to be a sound bargain. All right, you have a deal. Yes, I knew you'd come around. Give us a moment, and Eos and I will take care of those prowling nuisances. In the meantime, I'll use time to pen an introductory letter to Bolnock. The fields you're looking for are just north of Wanchunpelo. Be safe. Time to go hunt monsters. Do what I do best. My blue is pink for some reason, not blue. So if we, yeah, I do. If we ever meet my pink, definitely going to be the only blue Pelu. You're not a monster. That should be agave jaws just over there. This'll go faster if we split up. Come find me once you finish clearing out your share of the pests. Fight! It's a prickly barb mole. I mean, if it's anything like Shadowbringers, maybe it's getting all the jobs up to 100. Alright, we got him. Killed a bunch of moles. Prickly moles. Compared to the creatures I hunted with Papa, this was no challenge at all. Come on, let's head back to the distillery. All that's left is to give Moblu the sack of leaves so she can seal the deal. Oh no, we're being attacked by creatures. Run away! did it. Those monsters were no trouble for you, it seems. Now, if I could just have the sack of leaves. Thank you for looking after our precious trading goods. Your monster problem has been resolved, Master Gobley. Here are the mate leaves and a written introduction to Ballnock as agreed. Then the deal is done. Here, your jug of premium mezcal aged 3 years. Please accept it with my compliments. Yes, we finally have the mezcal. Great work, especially you, Mablu. You were the one that inspired me to come this far, Third Promise. But let's not celebrate until we have the saddle in hand. Mablu, is it? You drive a hard bargain, young peddler. I look forward to doing business with you in the future. Thank you, but truth be told, I'm just a ranch hand. For now. Should I ever become a proper merchant, though, I'll be back to strike more deals with you. Excellent trade! I wonder if it's going to say bad trade when we trade for the saddle, because we know it's not what it's worth. Woklamat is ready to return to Havli. Even at the palace, I don't think we've held a 10,000 pel jug of anything before. My hands won't stop shaking. Here, you'd better hold on to it until we get to the saddle maker. Yes, please don't drop anything. Can you imagine if we dropped it and had to start all over again? Luckily, Havli's place is not far. We just need to head across the plaza. This is it, the trade we've been working towards. Whew, still in one piece. Right, time to make our deal. Get your tools ready, Saddler. We've brought your precious mezcal. Wait, you actually got your hands on a jug? But you had nothing. A few measly clumps of wool. What we had was an aspiring trader with a gift for negotiation. Although I'd sooner aid no claimant but Zoral Jah, I cannot go against the guiding principles of the Pelu Pelu. The trade is a fair one. I will craft your saddle, Third Promise. Great! Stay and wait if you like. I have all the requisite materials, so it won't take long. Your commission is ready. Catching a wild alpaca is never a simple affair, but you'll have an easier time of it with one of my saddles. Now, if you don't mind, I have other work that needs finishing. Ah, I can taste that smooth mezcal already. We did it! The saddle is ours! And to think we started out with only 100-pel basket of alpaca wool. Mablu, you are going to be an incredible merchant. Thank you. It makes me so glad to hear you say that, Third Promise. We got what we came for, so let's return to the ranch. The others will be waiting. Feat accomplished. We did it all in like one night, too. Let's see what everyone has to say. Let's tell them the good news. It looks like everyone's been pitching in with the alpacas. You've been away for some time. I assume the trading was productive? I made the mistake of startling one and caught a glob of spittle for my trouble. I'm beginning to understand Wuk-Lamott's aversion to the animals. Tobli and Arenvel have been teaching us how to care for alpacas. One gentle girl ate the feed straight from my hand. You've acquired the saddle then? Yes, and in no small part, thanks in no small part to Mablu. Before you rush off to catch an alpaca, though, let me teach you how to saddle one. I'll bring out one of our wild-born friends so you can practice. Come on, you're gonna have to do it by yourself soon. I know. This is something I need to learn. Da-dun. Great sunken gods, I did it! He hardly seemed bothered, much less inclined to spit, as if he was completely accepting of Wuk-Lamott's touch. That's because of the singular scent with which the saddle has been coated. Alpacas find it very soothing. You know, I've never taken a good long look at one of you before, but you're actually kinda cute. You're only now noticing that? Zoral Ja, he's back. Oh my gosh. Having done exactly what he set out to do. That alpaca he's brought, is it just me or is it glowing? I've heard tales of such a beast. They say the golden alpaca lives a solitary existence deep in the valley, where it shuns the company of both man and its own kind. How did he manage to snare a prize like that? A beast knows its betters. Faced with overwhelming strength, it will yield rather than risk death. An apt illustration of how greatly the power of the first promise exceeds yours, Wuk-Lamott. Strength alone won't win him our father's throne. I'll be the one to find the Golden City, and then Taral can remain at peace. An everlasting desire for peace can only be forged in the fires of war. To unite as one, the people must be taught. They must suffer the horror and the hopelessness firsthand. Exhaustion from prolonged conflict, the wages of war's merciless nature. These are what moved the clans to join in the founding of Tuliolo all those years ago. Consider the younger generation of this village. Since birth they have basked in unbroken harmony, and behold, they regard war not as tragedy, but opportunity. Thus does the resilient son seek to provide education. He offers much-needed lessons in the realities of conquest and a renewed appreciation for peacetime. 'Tis true that war's misery breeds a longing for peace. But I have seen with my own eyes what becomes of an empire forged through the violence you propose, the rebellions it spawned, and the ruins it left behind. Yep. The Garlean Empire was a congregation of simpletons. The oppressed fought back against their oppressors, as well they should. Men are not beasts. Only a fool would seek to rule over all with the threat of force alone. This is why Galul Jaja did not elevate the Mamulja, why he treated all clans with equal respect. However, the first promise has his gaze fixed upon more distant horizons. He would unite not only Tuliolo, but the star in its entirety. What? Why? I need not explain myself to you. Oh, well done indeed. The first promise has completed the feat of gold with an appropriately golden flourish. May I present to you your much-deserved keystone. This one looks even tastier than the last one. He's always been like that, never sharing his innermost thoughts with me or even Koana. It's like we're not even family. I'll ponder Zoralja and his mysteries later. Right now, I need to think about finishing the Feat of Gold. I have my saddle, I've practiced how to use it, so lead on to where the wild alpacas roam. The valley of Orunkanka is northwest of here. Come on, everyone. Even if we can't enter ourselves, we can see Wuklamot off on her hunt. Man, that is a golden alpaca right there. I mean, it's hard to deny he did a good job. But he didn't learn anything. I can do this. I know I can. Cheer on Wooklamont as she marshals her courage to attempt the harrowing task of capturing a wild alpaca. Cheer!
Good luck there, Promise!
Thanks. I'll need it. Truth be told, still not sure about alpacas. I'd rather not go near one if I can help it. But if I'm to rule this nation, then I'll need to learn how to live with them. Tural is their home too. Right. I'm off.
Catch
shall
a
we head back to the ranch?
better
or-
one. Get a better one, I say.
I'm staying here.
As will I. Wooklamart is alone in this. The least we can do is stand watch and await her return.
It may be a while yet. Help me pitch the tent.
We're camping, right?
Trust a gleaner to come prepared for anything.
There's gotta be some
What's a
reason
Gleaner.
why he carries a giant backpack everywhere he goes.
Someone whose job it is to travel the world and procure uncommon things for their employers. Erenville specializes in finding animals, I believe.
But aren't you a Shaitana from Shak Tural? Why did you cross the salt?
When I was much younger, the thought of leaving Tural never even occurred to me. But then, some years ago, my mentor tasked me with a difficult hunt. Something I could never find, she said, so long as I clung to the familiar. She suggested that I leave home, leave Tural, and join the Gleaners of Sharlian. As one of their number, I could experience the world, immerse myself in myriad cultures and customs, see the many faces of nature. And once I had learned what is truly important, I would find that which I seek. My younger self took those words to heart, and off I went to become a gleaner.
Her words alone moved you to leave behind everything you'd ever known? You must have great respect for your mentor.
As it happens, gleaner work was much to my liking, and I all but forgot why I had pursued it in the first place. Yet, events conspired to put me back on the trail I'd abandoned.
Wait, are you saying you were tasked with finding the City of Gold?
I was. And though my hunt is now entangled with the right of succession, I mean to see it through.
Well then, I understand completely. We all have our reasons for seeking the Golden City. Which is all the more reason for us to work together.
Just so.
I love when Final Fantasy expansions do campfire scenes. And I'm always disappointed when they don't do campfire scenes.
She should have been back by now. What if something's happened to her? We need to tell Tobli and arrange a search party.
Wait. Do you hear that?
I did it.
Uh-oh. She got spit on for sure. Yeah, I don't think there was a campfire scene in Endwalker. There were scenes like it. I kind of feel like the Invis and stuff like that were kind of fell in that territory a bit.
Well
But no
done,
traditional
Third
one.
Promise.
The ranch isn't going anywhere. Take a rest in the tent.
I think I will. Thank you all for believing in me.
Alright, we did it. Thanks again to Alphino and his healing hands, I can actually stand again, maybe even walk. I'm so relieved the third promise came back to us safely, and the alpaca she tamed is a healthy-looking beast. Surely this will be enough to satisfy the feat of gold. I think I actually do occasionally use ice blue dye. It sounds familiar, so we'll take it. Well, Clement still seems a bit unsteady on her feet. Hardly surprising after she spent the night chasing alpacas. You know what will melt away fatigue like magic, though? Mate tea. I'll run to the ranch and get a pot brewing. That way you can take your time, and the tea will be ready when you arrive. As Mablu so wisely suggested, we shall set a slower pace for our exhausted third promise. Mate? Then why'd they spell it mate? Check mate. You know, if they really wanted to help us out, maybe they could have voiced a couple of cutscenes that introduce words that are going to be said over and over and over again. Especially a word that is literally spelled exactly the way a very different word that means something completely different might be said. Would be very helpful for them. Oh, I'm being chased by something. Run! Run! I didn't get paid. There's no trade in fighting this creature. Run! Came back ahead of the others, did you? I should hurry along with the tea then. Well, Clement won't be far behind. Mate is the stuff you drink from a little gourd with a metal straw. Well, I have a metal straw. I bought them because sometimes places don't give you straws. But I've never drank from a little gourd. Oh, that tea really is magical. I feel better already. I see you've become more comfortable around our fuzzy friends. Watching this one taught me a lot about alpacas. What grasses and fruits they eat, what sounds they react to, their adorable little quirks. I guess I've grown kind of fond of them. Welcome back, Third Promise. Accomplished the feat of gold, have you? Yes. There is no mistaking a valley alpaca. I commend you on your success. Well done. We did it! Although I couldn't find a shiny one like Zeralja did. It's too much. I'd be surprised if you had. Golden alpacas are born but once every few decades. They are elusive, solitary creatures that are rarely seen, much less captured, thanks to their innate physical and magical gifts. Only a single other person is known to have caught one before, that being Galul Jaja himself. Papa was chasing alpacas too? So my grandfather's stories say. It was before the founding of Tuliolol, in a time when the mountain giants of the Yakui held our people in thrall. Compelled by their overlords, our forebears would ride their alpaca mounts to the highlands to deliver gifts of food and other tributes. Those were wretched days, to hear grandfather tell it. Then along came the young Galul Jaja, yet unburdened by the mantle of Dawn Servant. Our people were amazed by this imposing two-headed figure, equal to the Yakui in stature, and puzzled by his entourage of mismatched companions. Some trembled in fear, believing a new conqueror had come. Yet Galul Jaja showed no such inclinations. He sat and spoke with us, sipping from the cups of mate, tea we offered him, and grew somber when he learned of our plight. None could have anticipated what their visitor decided to do next. Galul Jaja ascended the cliffs to face the giants and freed the Pelo Pelo from the Yakui's subjugation. He then turned an appraising eye upon our riders and proposed we take to the road to peddle our beverages. The suggestion seemed obvious for one who traveled as he did, intent on fostering amity between the clans. Oh, is this a raid? My notifications aren't working very good. Thank you so much for the raid, whoever is raiding. I can't see subs and I can't see raids right now, but I did notice a sudden uptick, so thank you all for being here. Thank you for joining us. Good to see you all. So it was a few words from Galul Jaja transformed us into a clan of itinerant merchants. I've never heard the bond Papa forged with the Pelu Pelu spoken of in that way before. The saga is not so detailed. Then you may not know that Galul Jaja sought a sure-footed guide for his trek up into the highlands. Thus did he capture a golden alpaca. So both my brother and my father caught the rarest of creatures, while an ordinary one was the best I could manage. The feat required no more than that, Third Promise, and you brought back a perfectly wonderful beast. Mablu's right. You're a perfectly wonderful beast. If anyone's ordinary, it's me. Not only did you accomplish the feat of gold, you also made many trades and brought joy to many people in true Pelu Pelu fashion. I sorely doubt your sibling could have achieved the same result. You should be proud of the accomplishments which earned you your keystone. Bubblegum. 5 more to go. You're well on your way, Third Promise. We'd have been lost without you, Mablu. Thanks to you, I learned so much about the Pelu people and your customs. It might seem obvious, but I've come to realize the importance of properly knowing something. It was because I didn't understand alpacas that I was uncomfortable around them. I'm thankful to you as well, Woklamat. You've given me the courage to say what I wasn't sure I ever could say. Tobli, I want to leave the ranch and become a merchant. I appreciate everything you've done for me, and I've loved every moment of caring for the alpacas. But this is something I need to do. I need to walk my own path and make my own trades. As your parent, allow me to say one thing. I've always tried to give my wards lives filled with as much happiness as I could provide, yet never once have I wanted to be the only happiness you knew. You have my blessing to walk any path you choose, Mablu. It gladdens me to hear you have found your calling and wish to pursue it with such passion. You will make an exceptional peddler, I'm sure of it. Thank you, Tobli. What did I tell you, Mablu? There's one last thing I can help you with, Third Promise. You need to find the Golden City, right? That's the end goal. Then I suggest you talk to the Yakui. They once ruled over far more than just Urkapacha and the Pelu Pelu. 1,000 years ago, they were the overlords of Yaktaral and all its peoples. During that era, the Pelu Pelu were commanded to search for a city of gold. They scoured every corner of the continent, but never found any trace of that fabled place. But if they didn't find anything, what could the Yakui have to tell us? They may not have found it, but the fact that they thought to look for it at all makes me curious. Perhaps there's value in delving into how the legend originated. We lose nothing from asking the question. Besides, if we're determined to follow the path of the saga, I almost said Sega, we're gonna have to go fast, everybody. We'll be visiting the giants eventually. All the way up there. Oh, Kryl, I have a question I've been meaning to ask, and since we finished with the feat, where did you acquire that earring? My earring? Do you recognize it? Yes, pieces just like it first became fashionable in Yaktaral around 20 years ago. Since then, it's become common to wear one as a charm for safe travel. 20 years ago? Right about the time my grandfather made his journey. Yet the Dawn servant implied the earring was connected to the Golden City in some way. Surely there was more to its significance than simple fashion. If you want to know how it first came to be crafted, I could try and find out. Seeing as it's a regular seller for many merchants, I'm curious to learn about it myself. I would appreciate that very much. Thank you. Jumping feet first into the peddler business, eh, Mablu? Right then, that's 2 keystones down. I say we head back to Tuliolol and plan our next move. Farewell for now, and thanks for all your help. I will become Dawn's servant, so make sure you set aside your best mezcal for the occasion. We know one guy who's got really good stuff. Hit him up. He's gonna be sad if we win, too. She has a fearsome opponent in that brother of hers. He even brought a golden alpaca to heal. But you've heard Zeralja's supporters talk. They might see opportunity in his expansionist ambitions, but they find the man himself intimidating, terrifying even. Whereas I've grown to love Woklamat. Everyone she meets will come to love her too, and that's why she'll win the throne. You might be right, Mablu. You might be right. I never dared hope we would find a lead for this earring mystery so quickly. That makes 2 out of 7 keystones. So far, so good. I expected as much from the moment I saw him, but winning the contest against Zeralja will not be easy. The Yakhui once ruled the entirety of Yaktaral. I'm curious to see what has become of them. It feels good to have the feet of gold safely under our belt, even if my victory pales beside Zeralja and his shiny golden alpaca. I know I shouldn't let it bother me, and gods know you've all been so supportive, but I want to be strong or wise like my brothers, to be a promise that people respect. Which is not likely if I stand here carrying on and on about things. Let's move on. Back to Jabal. Hold on. I gotta try. It's been a while since this one's popped up. Jabalyevtai with us. The contest has hardly begun. I did it. I got through it. Oh, we got a bunch of side quests too. More side quest business. Oh, I forgot to do any ether currents while I was here. I think I got 1. That's fine. We'll come back. Oh, we got to do the corn servant quest. I'm not going to leave without doing the corn servant quest. Well, well. I don't know what voice I should do for the corn servant. If it isn't my dear friend from Tuliolo, I do hope your days, as well as your stomach, have been full of merriment and cheer since last we met. Glad to hear it. I was just passing through when a faint rumbling caught my attention. The unmistakable sound of a belly in need. How fortuitous that fate would also guide you here. Might I impose upon you to help me once more? If you would lend an ear to the poor boy's troubles, I can determine how best to lend an ear of my own. The MSQ does stop for the corn servant. If you've come for business, I'm afraid I'm much too tired right now. It's strange, really. No matter how much I sleep, or try to sleep, I suppose, it never seems to be enough. And despite the weird grumbling of my stomach, I have no appetite. I recognize a lover of corn when I see one. The problem, I believe, is that he eats only corn. He's exhibiting clear signs of malnourishment for lack of a well-balanced diet. Though my dominion is only over that which is corn and kerneled, there may yet be a way we can help him. Prepared with lime water, my corn can be enriched with additional nutrients. Behold, a rich and creamy corn soup. Surely this will help remedy what ails him. Huh? That soup will help me feel better? Oh, a corn soup. It really is the best of foods. I can't get enough of it. I never thought eating only corn could be bad for me. There's no denying how terrible I've been feeling lately. I suppose I'll need to be more creative with my corn cooking. Thanks for this. You've given me much to think about. Nothing like a nice warm corn soup to warm the belly and the heart. Let this be a reminder, my friend. It is possible to have too much of a good thing, even corn. But in moderation, together with other herbs, spices, and flavorings, you can enjoy a cornucopia of delectable delights. I believe our work here is done, but know that where there are those in need of sustenance, I will be there. Fare thee well. That was important. I'm glad we took the time. The other quests will have to wait. Corn Servant waits for no one, though. Hell yeah, time for jazz. We're back in town, it's jazz time. The Pelu remind me of Lalafell, never letting their size slow them down or hold them back. They move at their own pace, making their textiles and mezcal, and raise alpacas to bear them to market. Idle musings aside, we've made a good start to these challenges. Hopefully we can keep it up. Neither Koana nor Bakul Jaja appeared to be in Wachinpelo. I imagine they're around somewhere, making progress even as we are. And in a contest like this one, 'tis only a matter of time until the claimants are pitted against each other in direct competition. I've heard there are hot springs in Urkapacha, mayhap time permitting. I've not forgotten our obligations to Wuk Lamont, of course, having immersed ourselves in the cultures of others, though my anticipation for the new experiences this adventure will bring has only grown. A golden alpaca, alone. I may have tried to track the beast myself. Traveling with so large and diverse a group is unfamiliar to me. If she could see me now. Look at us! The contest has barely begun and we already have 2 keystones. Surely even my talented brothers aren't doing this well. We can only hope. Okay, now this would be a very good time to stop, but I want to just get a feel for what's coming up. Let's just get a taste. It ends with steak, so, you know, that's exciting. We've now won keystones from both the Feet of Reeds and the Feet of Gold. Surely that means our approach to the contest was the right one. So it would seem. By continuing to retrace Galul Jaja's journey as presented in the saga, we should find the remaining electors in turn. Then let's visit the Giants next. Like Kryl said, the fact that they were searching for the Golden City might mean they know something useful. The home of Yakui is in the upper reaches of Urkopacha. Unless you're keen on scaling the cliffs, we'll have to take the long way around through Kozama Uka. This route will take us close to the Moblin village, which is another important location in the saga. Since we need all the keystones eventually, it makes sense to pay them a visit while we're passing through. So we call on the Moblins first then. Let's head there right now. I'm afraid right now is going to be a problem. The flight of We Wingless, the great stairs leading to the Moblin settlement, collapsed in the storm. What are we to do then? There is an alternative, but it requires preparation. Until it's ready, you could rest at the cabins or see more of the city, whatever you prefer. Just be sure you'll accept any method of travel as long as it gets us to our destination. Of course. Who do you take me for? Then as your guide, I will see to the arrangements. Are we going by balloon? Well, it seems we have some free time on our hands. Let us make the most of it. I need to get my axe repaired. I nicked the blade pretty badly when I took a swing at Bakul Jaja. That reminds me, I never got around to introducing you to Ropli, did I? He's the man in charge of Wachu Miki Miki. We got it. And a good person to know. Want to come along? Let's go then. Oh, thought we were going to go somewhere. You were right in front of me. Ready? The markets of Wachu Meki Meki are to the east, on the other side of the Bayside Bevy. Oh my god. There's a place to play Triple Triad. Oh, do you play Triple Triad? I hear it's popular overseas, so I taught myself how to play in case it might help my Eorzean clientele feel more at home. I could go for a quick match right now if you're up for it. Okay, plus, swap, all open. We only have one card to collect. This will be fast, guys, I promise. This will be quick. It'll be no problem. It'll be easy. We're gonna absolutely trounce this guy. Oh my. There it is. And I got the card! Oh my gosh, I told you this would be quick. I told you this would be fine. What achievement did we get? Does it come with a reward? Is it a card? It does come with a card. What do we get? Oh, a lease card. Lease is fine. I'm sorry, you guys. Lease is fine. Got a lease card. And a Pelu Pelu card. Look at that. We're so lucky. Oh my gosh, I wish they drew the lottery tonight and the golden saucer. We'd win. Hands down. Oh, we're going to talk about tacos. This is Aunt T's Tacos, named for its owner here, the lovely T Soul. If you're after the best tacos in Tuliolo, this place sits at the top with Jabrali of tea. You say that, Third Promise, but you only ever eat old Brook Evu's food. Come and buy mine for a change. Sorry, Tisol, it's been a while, hasn't it? I swear I'll stop for a bite once the contest is over. I want a taco. The last time I was offered a taco, I got stepped on. I've still yet to eat a damn taco this whole expansion. My, the Third Promise. How might I assist you this fine evening? Well met, Ropley. I need to buff a nasty nick out of my axe blade. Yeah, it's been chipped quite terribly. Trying to cleave rocks again, were we? Something like that. Think you can fix it? You stand among Tyrol's most prestigious gathering of artisans and ask this question? 'Tis child's play. We'll have it repaired for you in 2 shakes of an alpaca's tail. Good to hear. I'll leave it in your capable hands. Who's your companion, if I may ask? This is Eos, a great adventurer I recruited from across the salt. I brought her here to meet you, actually. Thought she might have reason to visit Wachumeki Meki sooner or later. Then allow me to introduce myself. I am Ropley, humble representative of this grand center of trade. A pleasure to meet you, Eos. You there, stop dithering in the shadows and announce your business already. Oh, it's this person. I've seen that man somewhere before. Yeah, he's on the boat. He was the weirdo on the boat. I say that. He was the weirdo on the boat. A jewelry maker you met on the voyage over? Oh, I remember. I spoke with him too. Fonjin Tain? Yes, that was his name? You've been loitering like a flighty admirer who can't pluck up the courage to confess his feelings. Out with it, then. Why are you here? That is to say... Yeah. We're no closer to solving that enigma. I wonder if he could use someone to talk to. I say we go and ask. Let me know by Link Pearl if you find him first. Really? We're gonna go hunt down this weirdo? Alright, fine. Our nervous man of mystery fled westwards, never to be seen again? I'm with you, Ropley. Ropley's my new favorite NPC, because he's just like, I don't got time for this. Stop lurking. Come over here, tell me what's up. And then when he runs away, maybe he'll never be back. Who can say? Maybe we'll never see that man again. We can only hope. Oh man, it's a big old circle we gotta search for this weirdo in too. Alright, where are you, weirdo? Come out. You interrupted my conversation. I'm sure that man was about to sell me a awesome sword or something. Maybe 2 swords. Alright, I can't find him. Probably busy creeping somewhere. I feel like there's only like so many places inside this circle that he could be. Why can't he hide more plainly? Nope, we're out of the circle. Maybe he's hiding under the docks. That would be a creep. Oh, look at that! Would be the creepiest place for him. You were conversing with Master Ropley, but wait, we've met before, haven't we? On the ship. I found him. He was under a dock. You found him? Good. I'll be right there. Why did you run off like that? Did you have business with Ropley or not? Please, you needn't concern yourself with my affairs. I'm undeserving of such attention. Huh? What are you on about? I got a cat yelling at me. Cat wants me to know it's bedtime. It's not bedtime. We're MSQing, man. We're talking to this creeper. I beg of you, do not ask me to explain. Do not. Sorry, but the more you tell me not to, the more curious I become. Besides, you look like you need a friend. No! No! You are too kind. So be it. I suppose I can share with you a morsel of my misery. Before I came to Tuliolo, I worked as a goldsmith at the most prestigious jewelry maker in all of Ul'dah, Eshtaim's Aesthetics. Oh, it started off well enough, but as the days passed, everything began to go wrong. Compared to the masterpieces of my talented colleagues, my products were lacking, mediocre. I lost all confidence, crippling doubt had possessed me, and any veneer of bravado I tried to put forth soon cracked beneath its weight. Thus did I take ship, hoping to find a fresh beginning on new shores. Yet, as you witness, I lacked the courage to even approach a potential employer. You stand before a man wallowing in the wreckage of his ill-spent existence. All right then. You offered a morsel, then served us the full course. You must have really wanted someone to hear your story. If you like, I could try giving you a few words of advice. Then you have experience with my predicament of feeling terribly inadequate compared to your undeniably superior peers? Well, when you put it that way, Not me. I'm Woklamat, third promise of Tuliolo, daughter of the Dawn Servant. Oh, of course. You're a member of the royal family. Please forgive my presumptuousness. But what of you? Have you ever measured your work against that of your colleagues and found yourself wanting? No, I've pretty much been awesome this entire video game, as a matter of fact. So, I'll say it diplomatically and say you can't measure your worth by the success of others. How can I not? Should my work not meet the same exacting standards, no new commissions will be forthcoming. What then was the point of my becoming a goldsmith? Looking back, 'twas my father who inspired me to take up the trade. His exquisite creations brought radiant smiles to the faces of his clients. I admired him deeply for it. But in the course of striving to be as great a goldsmith as him, I lost sight of my original motivation. All I ever wanted was to spread joy through my craft, as he did. Perhaps I will give this one last try. Thank you both for reminding me of what is truly important. I feel a little bad. What is truly important? Oh, sorry, Eos. I didn't mean to ignore you, but yes, I'm glad to see Fontaine is giving himself another chance. Here, let me give you these steaks and some money. Oh boy, we're spending a few quests on this Fontaine fella, huh? I can't help but wonder if Fontaine will follow through. Let's see if he's actually gone to talk with Ropley. Ah! There weren't stairs there. I just fell. It wasn't a big fall, but it was enough to bring shame. Sprint through all the artisans. It was kind of you to come, but you needn't worry. I found my courage. Pray accept my apologies for my earlier behavior. My name is Fontaine, and I am a goldsmith from Ul'dah in faraway Eorzea. I realize this is a bold request, but I should like to continue practicing my trade here in Wachamekimeki. If you will have me, I ask only for the opportunity to bring happiness to others with my creations. So, that's what it was about. You were looking for work. Can't remember what voice I did for him. Consider yourself hired. Wachamekimeki is always in need of skilled craftsmen and women. I'll handle the necessary paperwork. Can you start tomorrow? Yes, of course. I must thank you both again for your sage and timely advice. I don't know that I was all that helpful. But you were. Had you not come to speak with me, I would not have had that moment of much-needed self-reflection. The arrangements have been made. Come and meet me at the entrance of High Tide Harbor. Oh, I almost forgot. Do you have my axe ready, Ropley? Ready and waiting. Behold the sublime touch of Wachamekimeki artisans. Oh, it's as sharp and deadly as the first day I held it. Thank you. Well, good luck to you, Fontaine. Let me know if that doubt creeps back in. I'd be happy to talk you out of it. As for us, we should head to the harbor. Wouldn't want to keep Erenvel waiting. Alright, we gotta go a little further. We gotta see what's up. We're at a transition here. We gotta see how it all goes. I wonder what Erenvel's alternate means of travel is. I wandered through the Bayside markets and found earrings almost identical to mine. They indeed seem to be a common travel charm, just as Mablu described. All that waiting is making me hungry, so I tried a taco from both Jabalia of Thai and Aunt T's. I think I prefer T-Soul's spicier flavors. I went to re-examine the Tuliolo saga. Should we continue apace, we shall soon come face to face, or rather face to knee, with those enormous Yakui. I'm told some of them tower over even the hulking Galu Jaja. Yeah, well, Moblins are first. Enough with the secrecy. What's this big plan of yours? Look, there. That is my big plan. What is that? It's Punity. She'll be pulling our boat upriver. How do we know she won't thrash about and sink us instead? They're gentle and timid creatures, for the most part. She's unlikely to cause a fuss unless you give her a reason to. First alpacas, now punities. This one's gonna take a little bit. We're relying on a lot of animals for this journey. We should be thankful we have an animal expert as our guide, then. But did it have to be my old nemesis? Another boat. Well, I took you for someone who was up to the challenge. Was I wrong? Long ago, when fighting still raged between the clans, the inhabitants of Kazama Uka rode these riverboats to move swiftly through hostile territory. But the vessels see little use with Tural now at peace, so I was able to borrow one of the few which remain. I did consider a dirigible, but the pilots warned me that the updrafts near the falls would make landing difficult. You said you borrowed one, yet there appear to be several on the water. Koana! Lamati. Traveling up a river, I presume. I can't remember what voice he has. In my head, he sounds like Professor Frink from The Simpsons. Seems that way. Does this mean you've earned 2 keystones already? I can't believe how well you've managed despite undertaking the contest alone. I was never alone. I've had my own entourage with me since the beginning. My friends, it's been, well, not that long. Thancred? Urianger? What are you doing here? Escorting a promise, same as you. I'd heard much of the incomparable Archons during my time at the Studium. As soon as the contest was confirmed, I thought who better to recruit to my cause. I contacted the Scholarch, who arranged an introduction to these 2 gentlemen. The second promise had specific requirements. They, who would be his assistants, must boast both proven survival skills and mastery of the arcane arts. Thus did Thancred and I receive the summons. My own studies concentrated on technology, which our people could readily use, such as inventions born of magitech or clever engineering. Where magic was concerned, I covered only the foundation. Knowing you two, I expect you had other reasons for accepting the job. A few. The nation of Tuliolo spans an entire continent, and depending on who wins the throne, the world may be plunged into instability once more. Ever have we striven to preserve peace, where is our place if not here and now? We did our due diligence, of course, and made sure of who we were working with before agreeing to this endeavor. He's even more opaque than Urianger at times, but is surprisingly... That's quite enough of that. We must be on our way. Wait, I have one question before you leave. Koana and Wuklamat are vying for the throne. As Koana's entourage, does that mean you're resolved to defeat all his opponents, including us? We're sworn to do all in our power to win this contest for Koana, even if it means competing against our own comrades. We intend to hold nothing back, and expect you to do the same. And we won't disappoint you. I thought you were taking a boat. If even you have been forced to travel on water, then the others will be doing the same. I would rather walk than risk confrontation on a leaky barge with no possibility of retreat. It's true that I can't stand boats. but I trust the route Erenvel has chosen for us. Leave the handling of the Panutity. I can't say it. Okay, hold on. We're gonna go slow. I'm gonna lock this down and then it's gonna stop throwing me. Pun oot e. Panuti. This is the Panuti, right? Am I making it more complicated than it is? I think it's because it looks like a manatee. So I want to just sort of say manatee, but with like punity. Punity. Okay, we're just gonna call it that. That's what it is now. Cutie Panuti. There we go. Should other wildlife attack us, however, I may have difficulty keeping her under control. Do your best to draw them away as far from the front of the boat as possible. Then we shall remain on deck and stand guard, although it may be wise to have at least one of us sit up front with Erenvel just in case. I'd like to stay on the deck. I'm eager to put my pictomancy to the proof. And I'll take my chance to show you that I can hold my own on the battlefield. Then Cryle will stand guard with Eos. I'll keep Erenvel company then. With my blade I can respond more quickly to threats than Alphino. Thank you. If a fight breaks out, I'll try to stay out of your way. Then I shall endeavor to provide aid where it is needed. I can do that as well. That should cover most eventualities. Secure your gear and board the boat when you're ready. Let the hunt begin. All right, it is dungeon time. Now, do we do the dungeon, or do we call it there? It seems like a really good place to call it, maybe. I mean, you don't get a better stopping point than at the dungeon. But on the other hand, the sun is coming up. We can duty support right now. Not have to wait. I think we do the dungeon. I think we just do it. Let's just do it. All right. We got it. We're good. We're ready. What? Why do I click? We're ready. Go. Ahoy Katumu. Katumu. Oh no, we're behind them. I thought they'd be behind us. We're going too slow. Speed up. There was a boat like ours up ahead. Could it be Zeralja? Or gods, is it Makul Jaja? Forget who else is on the river right now. We have company. I think it's cool that they're having Alizé down there fighting too. The only thing I'm worried about is I'm really tired. We're gonna see how this all goes as a tired man does this dungeon. Alright, so far we've killed birds quite well. Oh, now there's fish. Man, my reaction time is so slow right now. I'm doing my best. Tired Viper is tired. This dungeon is super cool though. I like this boat. We're in for some rain, it seems. Good. The fight will be even cooler in the rain. That is Bakul Jaja ahead of us. Be ready for anything. Yes, come closer. We have something for you. A gift courtesy of the blessed siblings. Sorry, everybody. I think the corn servant did something to my voice here. Ah, this is not going to plan. We'll just have to improvise. Hey! Afraid of a fair fight? I'll see you upriver if you make it that far. Crippling our boat was a cowardly move. Arenvel, we're losing speed. The harness is broken. I'm sorry, but we have to pull over. Please depart from the ride. We won't be going anywhere until we make repairs. See if there's a route overland. We'll try and catch up to you later. Oh no, there's a manatee. They said they were nice, but it looks like a boss fight. Oh. Oh my goodness. I'm stuck. Okay, we made it. Sprint. We're fine. We're all fine here. Oh man, there's a bunch of additional... They jumped on me. Oh, okay, we got him. We got him, he's down. Following Alphino. Oh my gosh. We got him. Alright. I just got quiet in the zone and I think I did okay. How are these boots look? They're not for me, but those are cool looking boots. I would very much like boots that are for me to drop because those boots look cool. Alright, we got a cool pirate cave. Sunnyside Dawn, thank you very much. Welcome. Alright. Oh, let's get in. Here we go. You know, they're doing a much better job of having them charge in, which is cool, but takes some getting used to. Treasure chest. Alright, that's a casting thing. We don't gotta worry about that. Oh, look at this, climbing. That's kind of nice. A little climbing animation in there. Here we go. What strange happenstance hath some misfortune befallen? Apologies, friends. It seems you'll be taking the long way around. I didn't read the whole thing. He's just making fun of us for our boat falling apart. Oh, we got a lot of slimes here. Whoa! They turned into us! Oh my gosh! The me is freaky. Not a big fan of big green evil me. It's creepy. Oh, there's still 3 of them. Oh, that's an earring. That will work for my dancer, which I'm also trying to level up at the same time, so that's okay. You do a lot worse than that.
We mustn't hold back.
I didn't think we were holding back, Alphino. If you've been holding back, stop. You don't need to.
We mustn't hold back.
No, don't do it, man. Go up the ladder. That's a cute boss. Aw, Drowsy. He's just tired like me. Doing a drowsy dance. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh no, the roots are getting real big. Oh. Look out, gang. He's gonna spit. Oh, man. Alright, well, we got rid of them. That's good. So like, that was the first step. Let's see, where is everything? Oh, this is not safe. Where's everybody else standing? We did it, and we leveled up. Congratulations, team. Won that fight. Oh, wait. This is scouting. This is usable. Oh my goodness. This is a pants choice right here. What's my current pants level? Are these better? Hold on, NPC companions. I gotta look at some pants. No, these are just glamour pants right now. And what glamour pants they are. How's it look with my current gear? You can't really tell. Wow. We've got real Rogue in the Savage Land vibes going with our outfit. Fight a puma.
We mustn't hold back.
I'm not holding back, Alphino, and I'm beginning to take it a little personally that you think I am. Like, the job is brand new. I don't know what I'm doing. Just hitting buttons. Doing the best I can, Alphino. I'm not holding back. Why is everything dead? Oh, I guess these lizards got them. Alright guys, we'll get the lizards, but let's get this. Yeah, we got duplicate ring. Hey Alphino, you want a ring? I really should do my positionals, but I think I'm a little too tired to figure out positionals at the moment. I don't think the brain's gonna allow me to do it. I keep thinking after the fact, I'm like, oh, I should have gotten to the side for that one. Oh, I should have been behind for that one. I think we're managing okay. Oh my gosh. That looks like the boss in Secret of Mana, like the first boss you fight. Got him. I think we're doing quite well. At the very least, our NPC companions have not let me die. So even if I'm not doing well, even if I'm just sitting here pushing buttons and Alphino's going overtime on healing, I don't realize it. And that's what matters. Can't get in the treasure chest because you're all standing on it. Okay. There's a necklace. Apex Predator Apollyon. All right, let's rally. Let's try not to mess this up too badly. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. It's fine. killed the pumas. He's eating the pumas. Gonna eat some worms now, I guess.
Now I'll show you.
I knew there had to be some sort of trick to it. Why are we moving this way? Why are we moving this way, everybody? Ow! Ow! You guys put me right in the middle of it. I gotta hit this thing. I gotta heal up. You guys took all the good spots. You left me with nothing. My friends have forsaken me. Not gonna lie, I was a little nervous when I found myself standing all by myself. Stand right where you guys are. The exact same spot. Oh no, I killed Alphino! Oh, kill it! Kill it quick! I killed our healer! Alphino didn't make it! I didn't know you could kill your trust companion. Look, Alphino, it's fine. We don't have to restart if you die. Only if I die. Alright, we learned the song. That's good. Man, I'm gonna rerun this dungeon a bunch because I think the gear looks really cool. Alright, let's see what happens when we leave here, and then we definitely need to call it because I'm getting so tired.
This is as far as we can go on foot, it seems. We'll have to head back and see about fixing the boat.
Hey! Everyone all right?
They fixed the boat. You gotta have faith in them. I was worried we might not catch up to you. Those caverns you traversed were dug by Yakui in their search for gold. Remnants of their excavations can be found throughout this region. While I appreciate the lesson, O wise guide, are we landing this boat anytime soon? Our river journey is almost over. For proof of that, you need only look ahead. Falls were impressive enough from a distance, but it's almost too much up close. I think that's what he said. It's moving at a pace. Yes, amazing. Now please let me off. No, no more boats. Are you... Oh, you're not all right. I should be surprised if she was. Even without the nausea, we're all spent. There is a mountain shelter nearby, a resting spot for those who've ascended the stairs. I suggest we make use of it. That would be a welcome respite. Have you the strength for a short walk, Woklamot? We can rest along the way, too. Damn it all. A promise is meant to lead from the front, not mule and moan like a sick kitten. Well, Clement. Ignore me. It's the nausea talking. I'm fine. Really. Lead on. I'll follow. Very well. But if I might say one thing, just because you're a promise or a claimant for the throne doesn't mean you can't be seen to struggle. You needn't bear this burden alone, so please don't hesitate to talk to us. We're always willing to lend an ear. But Kryl, leaning on others is a skill all leaders require. You as well, Eos? I've always believed this is my problem alone, but perhaps you have the right of it. Nod, 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 nod. All right. I'll talk about things. Just give me a moment to collect my thoughts. Of course, as long as you need. We'll be waiting at the shelter when you're ready. I've long felt that I could never tell anyone when I was confused or hurting, that admitting to weakness would bring shame to Papa's name. But if you say you're willing to listen, then there are things I'd like to talk about. Come on, let's catch up to the others. Alright, the next quest is at the Aetheryte. So I think once we reach the Aetheryte, that is where we will call it for the night. For the moment, though, let's appreciate this very pretty road. And a big fate happening. We're just gonna ride through it. We don't have time for a fate. We're tired. We just did a dungeon. We gotta go. We don't have time for you. Plant-based creatures. We gotta go. Alright, let's attune to this so we can get back easily. And just like that, we are ready to go. We are gonna call it there. Thank you everybody for being here. For this, I'm gonna go sleep. We will be back soon with more as we continue our Dawntrail adventure. I appreciate everyone for being here. Thank you. Great way to spend the night shift. Happy to keep you occupied on the night shift. You know, I know what that is like. It can be a little rough sometimes when it feels like the whole rest of the world is sleeping. But now I am going to go join them. So good luck with the rest of it, and I hope you all have a wonderful night. I will catch you tomorrow. Till then, bye everybody.